excited about?
Lena's birthday today. We should totally come by and meet her.
Yeah, okay, that sounds great.
What's got into you?
I'm excited. I'm going to a birthday party, remember?
Oh, that's today?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Lena!
Can you stay later tonight to cover me from 9 till 11? Of course, yes.
You know, high school students aren't allowed to work after 9.
All right, but keep it quiet.
Goodness, Lena. What's wrong?
Never got to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a dancer.
When the rain keeps falling on your parade, Lena, don't leave us.
Love you.
I'll be right there by your side. But if the rain keeps falling...
Welcome to Meet the Viz. Okay, we have something very special today. Very powerful. This is the brainchild and the heart child of Michael Sean McHale. We have today the whole group is here, I believe. Michael Sean McHale, who created this wonderful film, Lena's Dance. We have the award-winning director, Billy Cliff, here today. We have so many people I can list. This cast and crew is amazing. The credits that everyone have and the way they work together, it is truly a lovely, heartfelt film that came for me at a perfect time and has lifted me up. We're gonna first introduce the lead of the film. She surprised me this morning, I believe, by saying, I'll be there. And we all know her. I will just do just a little hint of
My God.
I knew you were gonna say that. Oh my God, she said. Oh, here she
Follows
is.
me everywhere, boy.
Dee Wallace.
Hi.
Hi. That's a first question. I thought, you know, if I do that, she's gonna go do exactly that. What comes to your mind when something like that happens?
What comes to my mind is as they lower me in the ground, I'm gonna hear da 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 da. You know, it's just so much a part of my life and my business and my fandom.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't surprise me. And David, I get it everywhere I go.
I actually was going to break this to your Christmas party, but I said, oh, she has it already, and I don't want to embarrass myself. So
You wouldn't embarrass yourself if it's done with love, sweetheart.
Thank you. And talking about, I mean, I wrote this note down. You have helped my heart keep beating, as literally, and my soul to keep breathing.
Oh, David.
I was thinking, what can I say about Dee? And you are a force in not just my life, but in so many lives. You are such a healer, and this is one of the few questions I wanted to ask you. Where does your healing come from?
I think all of our healing comes from ourselves. I think it's the decision to love yourself unconditionally. And then when you go into that beingness of love, you just are one with the universe and everybody in it. But we're not taught to do that, David. We're not taught that we can be and have everything we want. we're taught to limit ourselves, or we're taught that physical or emotional or mental challenges are limitations instead of challenges. And we just have to reteach ourselves.
Right. Yeah. And especially at this time in the universe, everybody's got to. And
yeah, it's a real interesting time. Actually, people don't realize it, but there are a lot of really positive things happening, a lot of openings up in the expansion of awareness and good things. But sometimes, as my mother used to say, it looks like the world's going to hell in a handbasket, when actually it's reprogramming itself. So I throw that out for all of you to maybe adopt that perspective, because your beliefs and your perspectives create the reality of the world you live in.
well, I mean, talk about that. I'm going to bring up this.
Oh, my new book, yeah. I wrote Born, as you know, David, I do probably 5 personal readings every day. I have my own talk show on Sundays. And it just was so blatantly obvious to me that people kept hearing the words and reading the words and kind of sort of getting the manifestation process, but they weren't living it. So Born is literally a formula, step by step by step formula for taking energy, which everything is, and focusing and directing it into manifestation. But you have to do it. You can't just read it. You have to practice it.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing that is also wonderful that you do is I get your daily emails, and I read today's. Too many people overvalue what they are not and undervalue what they are. That's what you sent today from Malcolm Forbes.
Yeah. And it's so true. We focus on what's wrong. We focus on what needs to be fixed. But you see, the brain thinks in pictures. So if you focus on fixing something, your brain sees more of it. And according to brain science, whatever you focus on, you create more of. And the good book says, you know, think only on these things: love, joy, peace, right? Because what you think on, you create more of. So religion and spirituality and brain science are really all saying the same thing.
Well, bringing everything, and thank you for that. It's my daily de-healing. And as you bring it around, that it comes from us. So we have that power within us.
Yes.
And I want to bring on a dear friend of yours who is the mastermind behind Lena's Dance, the producer, MICHALE McHALE. Hey.
Hey.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, Dee. I love you so much.
I love you right back.
Oh my gosh.
What now? How did the two of you merge into this project?
Oh my. Well, let's go back. How many years, Michael?
29 years ago on Easter.
Really?
First time we met in person. I was 2.
Wow, I was only 5. So
exactly, yeah. But no, we met 29 years ago on Easter. She hired an Easter bunny from my company that I was running at the time, party company, and she invited me to her acting class. And I wasn't an actor at the time. I was just doing kids' parties and writing. I came out here to be a writer, and I went, and it changed my life forever. And
Oh,
and
thank you.
it's my life has never been the same. And I always joke, but it's the truth. Before I moved to LA, everyone would say, "Oh, you're going to meet all these celebrities," and I always said the same thing. I only want to meet Dee Wallace Stone and Dan Gauthier. Those are the only two people I cared about. And everyone always says, "Who the hell is Dan Gauthier?" It's like, look him up. He's the taller, handsomer version of Tom Cruise. But they were, in my mind, my perfect mother and my perfect little brother.
Talk about manifestation.
And exactly. And
Yeah.
both of them are very, very dear friends of mine now. And I met Dan through his son, his child as well. So he went to my camp when I was 4, and I mean when he was 4, sorry, not when I was 4. And Dee and I have been
I'm still
talking
4.
about this. I know, right? We're all young and
So
hot.
it was in my acting studio
Yep.
that Michael first talked to me about this idea
Yep.
for this short film, because it had happened to him in his real life.
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, that sounds beautiful, Michael. You know, if you ever get around to doing it,
Yeah.
you know, call me and I'll see if I can help."
Yep.
So here
And
we
we
are.
talked-
Here
We
we
talked
are.
about it for at least 15 years.
Yeah.
And
Now, what is it, Dee? What is it about the role that you connected with?
Well, I think it's the statement.
Yeah.
You know, it's the message. Don't ever give up.
Mm-mm.
No matter, you know, I work with so many people that are older, and we have this mentality that when you get your first letter from AARP, you're starting on getting old then.
Yeah.
And so many people stop creating because, again, that's the belief system. And the message of Lena's dance, which you read, is don't ever stop creating. Don't ever stop living your dream.
Mm.
You're never, ever, ever too old
Nope.
to keep creating.
Yeah.
Or too young for that matter.
And that message was such, it hit me. Well, when I watched it, I was tearing up, and it's such a beautiful film, and I
It
so
is.
identify with it, and now, especially in my life.
And I just want to make it clear that this happened to me when I was 16 years old, and I was struggling with being gay at the time as well. And I was having a really hard time in school. And this, like, it literally just God sent this moment to me, and Lena to me. And Lena was such a beautiful, beautiful presence in my life. I worked in nursing homes, and we had this moment. And my life went on I was going this way, and after our moment, I went in a completely different path because of our one moment that we shared. It was that powerful and that magical, and it stayed with me forever. I've told her story over 10,000 times to people.
Yeah.
I've
And,
told it so many times to people.
you know, Michael, when you look at that moment is really about love,
Yes, that's
which is the answer to everything.
exactly. Amen.
I know, Dee, you have to head on out in a minute or two, but before
Yeah.
you do, I'm going to bring on the wonderful, the incredible Billy Cliff, who directed this beautiful piece. There he is, Billy.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
handsome.
Hi. Well, thank you.
Thank you for bringing this all together. Really,
Yes.
so
it
proud
was
of that.
it was a pure joy to me as well to bring this to life, to help bring this to life as the one with the reins, so to speak. I had a very clear vision. It was very obvious to me when Michael brought it to me, and he talked about it a few years ago, of course, to me. And then finally it was time. And he said, okay, shall we do it? And he gave me the wonderful ability to also fill it out as far as the script was concerned, so that it had just a little bit more fullness, like i.e. with the little a hummingbird moment, which is something that actually happened to me when my dear friend Elizabeth Montgomery died. And it was the day of her death, and I didn't know she had passed. And then a few hours later found out that she had passed. And it was just, I just thought that was a perfect little, these little things, but it was just such a beautiful, beautiful story. It hit my heart, and it was like a no-brainer. I don't think I even had a hesitation. Am I right, Michael?
Oh, absolutely. And let me just say, I have to say this so everyone understands this. We were talking about this like 3 months before the COVID hit. Dee and I just talked about it at Christmas. Billy and I were sitting on his patio in January talking about it. And Billy was like, I think when they dance together, we need to go into this whole beautiful like past when she's young, and we'll have a fantasy scene. And right now I have goosebumps. When Billy started describing this vision, every hair on my head stood up and I could see it. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
And a few other places.
He just added like the toppings and the cherry and the sprinkles. It was just like, oh my God, he made it 5-dimensional. It was 3-dimensional, and he added 2 more dimensions to it. And Dee added the 6th dimension.
Oh, okay.
It's just like multi-dimensional.
That's your next book, Dee, the 6th dimension.
And of course,
not to be confused with the 5th dimension.
And of course,
never compete with them.
Exactly.
I love you all. I have to go.
Thank you, Dee.
I just want to say, this happened because we all had such love for Michael, and because we had such love for this idea. I'm very proud of being a part of it, and I wish I could stay longer, but I have another appointment I have to get to. Love you all.
Dee. We love you.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Thank you. You were amazing in this.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Oh. I know, it's just,
I mean, literally, I think about that moment all the time. Billy is just describing how he saw it and it was just like, like so exciting. Like,
and what's so amazing, and that's always the next level, is that it all came out looking like the way I saw it.
oh my God.
Wow.
And that's what's so when you see something so clearly, it's amazing that when I see something clearly in my life, when I'm working on a project, it's amazing on how I can create it. Once I really see it, and that's like everything that I do, I have to be able to, I'll often tell the producers everything. I says, I've got to wrap my head around this. I got to wrap it. It's got to come from within, and then I can see it, and then I can actually create it, and only then.
And I got to tell you, when it screened at the Hollywood Festival at the Man's Chinese Theater, after the dance scene, the fantasy, it was like a beautiful like applause, just like people went nuts because it's such an insanely magical moment.
Well, we can,
it's like, what is happening?
Everybody who watches this movie,
touched.
Everybody who watches this movie will so be connected to it, so
Absolutely.
relate to it.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, just it's whether it's your mother, it's whether it's a friend who it's without going too much into it, it's just so brilliant and so touching. It's already won several awards, right?
Yep. It's won 3 awards right now. Yep. Best Actress twice and Best LGBTQ film. Yep.
I love this. I love this. I'm
And
gonna.
you know what?
Go
It's
ahead.
like I'm just happy that the story is out there, and I can't wait to share it with everyone once we're done with the festivals. Yeah,
Now,
like
I,
let
I,
everyone see it. Yeah.
I want to know. I mean, we have more surprises. You know, in about 10 minutes, we're letting on the cast, the crew. We're having a party here, and I see a happy birthday right behind you.
Yes, it says happy birthday, Maggie, but the Maggie didn't come up. But Maggie, that's for you.
Oh, we're gonna
'Cause
meet
her
Maggie
birthday
very
was-
soon and sing you happy birthday, Maggie.
Yeah.
What you know, I want to know, how many years have you been trying to make this film?
I started seriously trying to make it in 2010 because I was back studying with we had studied years before, and it was attached to like two or three other producers over the years, and they just never followed through. And then Billy just has so much compassion and passion about making things into beauty, like making beautiful things. And we talked about it. He's like, yep, let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And he's like, I'm busy right now. Let's talk in 3 months. 3 months we talked. He's like, okay, let's do it. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And there was just, I had no doubt in my mind that it didn't happen because it was supposed to happen with Billy.
Thank you. That's
1
very
million
sweet.
percent. Yeah.
Well,
Thank
you
you.
and Billy, all of your, I see your name everywhere, and you've made some classic films. I remember in San Francisco when I was a fetus. when I was growing up in the Bay Area, and I would see the stage plays, Baby Jane and those wonderful shows, and then I saw you created it and brought it to the screen.
Yes,
And
yes, I did.
so thank you for that. It's such a blessing with Matthew.
Matthew Martin.
Yes.
Who just, I'd seen Matthew on stage with Christmas with the Crawfords as the maid, as Baby Jane, and I went, oh my God, she's what an amazing actor. He isn't overdoing it. Somebody's got to do something with it. So it ended up being me.
I guess, and that's the thing. This is the man to go to make your film.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Now, Michael, how did you decide to choose Billy to make your film?
We became friends through our mutual friend, Michael Vaccaro. I had gone to the Proteus kickoff and I saw Billy and I met him, and he was just absolutely fabulous. And then he did an amazing film with my friend Nancy Cohen, the 50-year journey, the advocate. And I just was like, I love Billy. I love his energy. And I was just like, dude, I really want to make this film. Please, would you consider it? And he said right away, send me the script and I'll take a look at it. And then it was just like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. And he's making things like 20 things at a time. He has so many amazing things that he's doing. And he took the time and we made it all happen.
Yeah.
And I was just thrilled and absolutely honored.
Now, Billy, what
sweetheart.
made you want to direct the film?
It spoke to me, it was just something that I felt that was necessary. It's so simple and yet so complex, the storyline, you know what I mean? Because the message is universal and so crucial. And I thought that if I could hit those notes, it actually could relay to an audience. And I love a challenge too. I just love something that will challenge me and I'll go, damn it, I'm going to do it and I'm going to make it work. Especially when people say, I don't know if that'll work. I love that, oh, I will, darn it. And I knew I could just see it, and when I can just, going back to what I said before, if I can see it and I can feel it in my body, then I know that I can recreate it. I get asked all the time to do projects, and if I can't connect to it, I can't do it. And I've tried to do that because I sometimes just need to make money, you know, in the past.
Yeah.
And I will not be happy with the end result because I can't connect to it. Even though often they've been happy, so great. But I would look at it and go, that's not me. It doesn't represent me. And it's not the full of who I am. Well, this was something where I can put my all into, and I love doing
Absolutely.
it. And I'm just so happy to see just the 3 going on. And I know we're going to see lots and lots more of different film festivals and on and on and on. And it'll be just so wonderful to see it continue to blossom. You know, there are so many different layers, of course, when you make a movie. And I'm sure you, David, know that as well, is that, yes, you first have to come up with the idea, and then you get the people together, and then all the locations and all that kind of stuff. And then you put it in the can, so to speak. And then it's editing, which is your next, like, it's the 3rd script, right? Because you write the script, then while you're filming it, the script changes. And then when you edit it, the script changes.
Now, I have a question about editing. Do you, you had an editor as well?
No, I edited.
Oh, so do you prefer as a director to edit your own, or do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am a control freak. I honestly am a control freak. I used to have editors. I stopped, just like I do not have DPs anymore. Director, you know, I like to film it myself. I see so many things. I found myself seeing so many ways something could be filmed. And it took me longer to describe what we needed to do to someone else than me just picking up the camera and moving it and shooting it myself.
Yeah.
So even though I have a very distinct idea of what I'm going to do and how I come in, and I know what I'm going to shoot, but you also have to have that organic moment of like, oh, well, I think this will look better if I'm on the floor looking up, you know, or something like that, that I add additionally to what I've already decided to shoot. And I need to have that. And I found that a lot of DPs seem to push against me when I want to create something different or move something, do something differently. And so I just went, fine, then I won't have them anymore. So I love being in control of the whole image and the edit and everything. And of course, I'm very happy to have input when we're editing and all that part. I'm very happy about that, especially when it's someone's baby. But yeah, I like to do the whole thing.
I love that. I love it. And everybody
does it beautifully. It's just,
it's so beautiful.
It's just so magical. And yeah.
Well, I run a very tight ship, but a very calm ship. I like to keep everything in a very calm and easy and caring, and I'm smiling. I don't get upset. I just move it along. If a problem comes up, we just take care of it and move along. And I was a hair and makeup artist for many, many years, and I worked with a lot of major directors, and I got to see what didn't work, and I saw what did work. And I know that with respect and kindness to all your surroundings, you get so much more out of it. So that's how I try to run my little ship.
I have one question each for you before we move on and bring on the cast and crew. And I'll start with Billy and then ask Michael. So this is the question for Billy. When I say the name Montgomery Clift, what first comes to your mind? Well,
he was my distant cousin, medium. Well, it wasn't that distant, but he's a cousin of mine. It was something that we grew up knowing. I never met him. I knew his brother who lived here in Los Angeles, and I grew up here in Los Angeles. He would come over for Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving, and it was always a part of our life. I mean, we're all in the industry in some way. My father was a DJ. My sister is an actress, has been all through all her life. My brother was a musician. It was just part of our, it was just part of our world. And cousin Monty was part of our world, So I did do a short film called Monty, which can be seen on Amazon Prime as well as Here TV. And it's just a little homage to him. I wrote a feature as well but I've been so busy that it's been very, very difficult to get that moving. And I always believe that things come when it's time for something to be created anyway. Just like this wonderful film. It took many, many years, but it had to have everything come into place to make it, and to make it correctly, or you know, and I believe in that. So I always know that I'll eventually make the Montgomery Clift story, and that'll happen when it's time.
Well, thank you for that, saying that, and that inspiration, because I have a project we've been working on for years, and I go, oh, when's it coming out? When am I able to breathe it out? And then I hear what you have to say here, and I go, okay, it'll happen when it's supposed to.
Yeah, when all the things, I have so many projects going at the same time. I mean, 6 projects, honestly, going at the same time. And they all have their own moment of when they're going to come into fruition. Some already are at fruition. I'm editing, and they all are at different stages. And I just have really realized I just got to let them breathe.
Yeah.
And when it's right for them to come and happen, and the right actor comes into place, and all these things, you know, it's doing a film. It's like all this stuff has to come together. And when you force it, it doesn't work.
Right, right. And it's so true. I thought of forcing it, but that's another thing. Michael, I mean, you also said to me after I saw the film, I said, you know, I was thinking about this story was so long ago, and now it's come to fruition. The question that I was going to ask you is, when I say the name Hennessy, what first comes to your mind?
Fake dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was my father gave my mom a fake name when they were together, one time.
Right.
So yeah. And I had that name for 31 years. And now I've taken my father's real name, which is McHALE.
Okay.
So
And
I'm no longer Hennessy anymore.
You're no longer Hennessy, but the character in the movie is Hennessy, correct?
Yes. I gave him my last name that I had, you know, because I wanted to keep, actually all the last names in the movie are all family names. A lot of them are ones that I just met: Starble, Braggle, Hennessy, Garvey is my family name. Nixon is my family name. So everyone except for Lena has a family name in the movie, and everyone's first name is a family name as well.
Wow, it's interesting how you all bring it together, you know.
Yeah. I took my godfather's name, Bruce Garvey, who's now passed, but I took his name, and Melinda has my mother's name, Ellen Sue.
Oh.
And Mike has Starble, is my grandmother's name, who I just found out about 3 years ago, from Sicily. Yeah, I had no idea that I was Sicilian. Now
you're finding more and more family as it goes on.
I used to be an only child. Now I'm the oldest of 8.
Wow. I love it. I love
They
it.
just keep coming up. They just keep popping up. Like, what? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen, we're going to bring on, I think, the birthday girl now, as well as the rest of the cast and crew that we have here at this time. Yay! We have Maggie Egan Cummings. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday, dear Maggie Egan Cummings. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
Thank you. Exactly. Well done. And in key. Wow. In tune and the whole shebang. Wow. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I want to celebrate. You know, we could do this all day, and I'm going to just, what we're going to do is bring on the whole cast now. We have Barbara here, Barbara Howard, There we go. I'm just searching for everybody. This is
Barbara,
all
is it
the
your birthday
family time.
Happy birthday. Oh. no.
I know we have like, isn't this fun, everybody? I was like, oh, I love this. Oh, Melinda Clinton, Chilton. What do I say that again?
Chilton, like the Hilton Hotel with a scene in front of it. Chilton.
You know, every year something goes out. So my eyesight is, I was like, oh my God.
Okay.
David, just so you know, Glenn Allen's about to log on too.
Oh, he is?
To say
Good.
hi.
Good. We will bring him on.
Oh,
And
everyone's frozen.
we're all going to bring on now the lead, Mr. John.
Hey, there's John.
Oh, yay! He's able to make
John
it.
Slazer. There he is. And we have Andy Goldberg. There
Yay.
we go.
Andy!
Hello, hello, hello.
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 Everybody muted.
It's like the Hotel Oldberg with a G in front of it.
I love it. So much fun. So I think I have everybody at the moment. If I don't, let me know. We'll check again. You know, I have this thing. Hello, beautiful person, which it was a big note from Dee. She starts her day off, and hello, beautiful people, and thank you for this incredible piece that you have created. John, you're a little sideways.
I hate when that happens.
That reminds me of, remember the of course What's Up, Doc? It's like,
Oh yeah, you're upside down. What?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
I wanted to ask all of you, and we could go right down the line. What is it about your character that you identify with the most? And we could start with the birthday girl.
Oh, well, in fact, I mentioned this when I was with Michael and Barb and Melinda and our fearless leader, Andy. When I was reading this script, all I could think of is, how do I play this woman? And here's what I knew to go with. MICHALE is joy personified. He's loving and giving and a sweetheart. So I had to be the mother of this form of perfection. And I had met John just, the day, well, maybe the day we did the photos, but I maybe not. I forget, but I know that John was also just this sparkling, fabulous energy, energizing superhero in a way, because they're just so darling. All I knew is just have fun. And because Billy, we already know, for hearing from him speak earlier, he's not a put my thumb on you till you give me the performance I want out of you. He set a tone for freedom and creativity and let's have fun. And so I don't have a big role in this or anything, but I knew to make this mom a very supportive mom and a lot of fun. And that's kind of what I knew to do. And the other thing, and I mentioned this when we were all together, I said, you know what, Michael, it's so interesting to me that, your character as a young high schooler, there's no mention and there's no need to mention that he's gay. And I personally appreciate that, because it just means, it's not like a big deal. It's just who he is, and let him be, and let's see what this big-hearted young man who's creative and kind beyond belief, what his story is and how Dee's character affected him. So I really appreciated so much about the writing, and I so appreciated Billy just letting me go.
Oh yeah.
there's
And
that
when you
scene where
started doing the dancing, I was like going, oh my God, this is fantastic. This just gives so much life to this character. And I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. And then of course, finding the music that fit perfectly to what you were dancing to, right?
yes. And the other thing is at Michael's house, I was standing in front of this kitchen with, what do you call those windows that stick out from the wall that go outside?
Bay.
Bay windows, whatever that is. And inside that bay window on 2 shelves, I think at least 2 shelves, were all these
Little
bobbleheads.
bobblehead.
Yeah.
So I decided in my character's mind that I was performing to an audience of bobbleheads.
Bobbleheads. I love that. I love that.
Oh my
Just
God,
had a
that's
blast. It was a joy from beginning to end.
Oh, thank you. How about you, Barbara?
Oh, I think, hello. I think I got it basically because I'm old. Oh, you mean there was more to it than, oh, good. No, I mean, I knew Michael and he told me the story about Lena. And when he was just talking about the story, Melinda was there and Andy was there and we were having dinner. And my throat swelled and my eyes teared up with water. And it was like, well, I've got to be a part of this. Even if it's just a small part, I just wanted to be among the other people and in the story. So I play Lena's best friend, which was an honor. And just the small give and take that we had was just so beautiful. And again, thank you to Billy for letting that just happen and flow very easily and naturally. I mean, it's a beautiful story performed by magnificent actors and directed by the best. So, yeah.
And it was this perfect little moment, just it told the audience everything, just that little moment between the two of you, Barbara, and it was just so loving. We've just got all in this little film, in this tiny little film, there's just all these stunning little pieces of yumminess, if you know what I mean, that are just, that people wouldn't even know unless they're really looking at it and going, oh, wow, and I'm just so proud to have all that in it. And here's another amazing actress staring at me. You probably can't see her, but oh my God, as the head nurse, she was just so spectacular. Everybody was such a good actor in this. It just makes such a good job for me too. You know what I mean? When I've got actors that I can go, oh, they get this. Good. We can move on,
What about you, Melinda?
Hi, can I just say hi to all your students first?
Oh,
Everybody
yes,
wave. Hi,
Hey, everyone.
What beautiful students. I've been looking at each and every one of you because I can scroll through your screens. What a beautiful class you have, David.
Well, it's family here.
Yeah.
We
Who's the
are
little
family.
Hi, Christine. I've been waving at you. What a cutie patootie.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I love you too.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to. We'll have to bring on a couple of questions from students and little visits in a while. And we have about another half an hour, if that's okay with everybody. So, Melinda, how about this piece that you're in? What about?
Oh, it was such an honor. I have a lot of longevity in my family. My grandma lived to be 102. So I've spent a lot of time in the presence of older people, and there's so much to learn from them. So this was such a wonderful film to be a part of. And I play the lead nurse. So I had to go back to my acting class because like the big thing, a lot of, and David will know this, a big thing acting teachers say, like when you're cast to play a nurse, is don't play the idea of a nurse. I like to think, okay, if I, Melinda, was a nurse, what would I do? How would I be? And I thought, I think I'd be a kind nurse, a compassionate nurse. I am the lead nurse, so I have to keep everybody in line and find that balance. And then I did what Dee Wallace taught me in her acting class was you make all your choices and then you let it go and you connect with your scene partner and you listen, listen, listen. And that's where Billy's so sweet to compliment my little nuances, but that just came from listening and responding in the moment. That's all that is. But thank you.
Well, thank you. So John, there you are. How did you jump into this role of Michael?
Okay, I'm gonna start from the beginning, but I'll make it quick. So the audition, I remember reading the script and like the character breakdown, and it's always like, well, actually, I don't have this moment often, but I was like reading it, and I was like, this is literally like my description. Like this feels like me, and I was like, there's no way this feels so. Like, there's no way it can be that easy. Like, it felt like a parallel of like my life in a way, and so I connected to it almost instantly. And I remember being out of town too, so I didn't have my setup. I didn't have anything. I was like in a hotel room, and I was like, I'm just gonna put it on tape. Like the deadline is now, and I didn't have much time to work on the scenes, but like the scenes, sometimes I don't know if you guys feel me. Some actors, all you guys are actors. Some scripts are so hard to memorize, and some scripts like feel like you're just having a conversation like so naturally. And this is one of those scripts that felt so natural to me, and it was crazy. So I put it on tape, I did everything, and then I got a call back and I was like, oh, awesome. And like I was also out of town, and I was like, I had such a good feeling in my heart, and I was like, I'm gonna book it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna fly out there for the day, I'm gonna come back, and I'm just gonna go because this feels right. And I did. And the second I walked in the audition, like it felt right. Like just all you guys there, the energy you gave me, the energy we exchanged. Even Barbara, I read with Barbara actually. She played Lena for the audition. I just remember it felt so good and so worth it. And in that moment, like whether I got it or not, I was like, this is great. And then I did happen to get it, and I've been so blessed and so grateful and honored to play Michael, who's a beautiful soul. And it's also scarier because like the pressure is on when you're playing like a true story and like a real human, and then which is Michael, this beautiful human. And like it's not this character, it's a person, and it's a beautiful person. So it's hard to like, the pressure was just on for me. So I want to do him justice. I want to do the best I can. But just being on set, it was a party, and it just felt so good. And I felt like I wasn't even acting. It just felt like I was honoring this story in such a real way. And I don't know, that's really all I could say. It was just such a great time, and I'm so blessed and honored to be able to play that part in this.
Well, it was truly beautiful. You made everybody watching it, love you and love what was going on and identify with it.
And let me just say, we changed the date of the callbacks because John couldn't make the original date.
Oh my God.
And they were like, he can't make it until this date. I said, all right, we're changing the callback date then. So we changed the callback date because we had to meet him. We had to meet John. And we're so happy that we changed the callback.
Well, he was just so beautifully natural. It just felt so right. And he also had the innocence that was so crucial. And that's, of course, something very difficult to find, is somebody who also has that sweetness and that natural innocence.
Yeah.
And quite a hoofer.
Pardon?
And quite a hoofer.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean,
He
that was
became our choreographer.
Yeah, he became our choreographer. I had a top choreographer, and something dramatic happened to him, and he could not make it. And it was as when things are flowing properly, though, it's as if it was right that he would not be there, so that John could create the choreography. And then it comes from that same being who was also that character, which was so special as well. And then, of course, we had that amazing dancer for him to work with, who was just phenomenal. I mean, she was just magic, so the two of them together was just phenomenal.
It is truly
Isn't it?
gorgeous, truly.
And
Um,
that was something that I've never done before. I have shot over 40 music videos, but I've never done a dancing scene like out of an old Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, and I was just so excited to be able to put that to screen, and I can't wait to do it again, which I am. I just have a new another script that I'm going to be adding that to.
That's wonderful.
And so I'm so excited. And it came out so beautiful. We found the perfect place downtown in this wonderful set. Thought it looked a bit like an old foyer of a hotel in the 30s or 20s or 30s. And it was just so magical.
Mm. It truly was. And watching it, taking it in. Andy is here. Hey, Andy.
I think I was cast in the role because Michael Vaccaro wasn't available.
Oh, I bet you love that one.
I played Lena's son, and in real life, I think we're 3, 4, 5 years difference in age. So they put makeup on her to make her look older and put makeup on me to make me look younger.
Oh my God.
Yeah, wasn't that makeup amazing on Dee?
Oh, yeah.
How old
Just
is Lena?
phenomenal.
He's
How
there
old?
somewhere. He's
I
there
tell you,
somewhere.
talk about makeup. Glenn Allen is here.
Yay!
Let's see. We're gonna add you in. Take this out because let's see. Remove spotlight. Glenn
Hi.
Allen is here.
Hello, everyone.
Yay!
Hi, my family. And I'm loving the Meet the Biz photos.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you to that person. Hello, students. So I did the makeup for Lena. Thank you to Michael for bringing me on to do Lena's makeup. Michael, can you tell me the age? Remember the age I took her to.
98,
And how old is she really?
70, I want to say 77.
Okay.
maybe?
So I'd
Yeah.
age her about 20 years. And that's the fun part about make believe and storytelling, as far as show business goes, is it's an adventure for us. It is storytelling, and how do we storytell? And makeup is just part of the storytelling. So when you students are storytelling, sometimes makeup can get you into the character that the story is about. If you're in front of the camera, and if you're behind the camera, then just it's really, if you're in front of the camera, let the makeup happen and the hair and your costume, and then you'll find, as many actors do, delivering the lines feels more real and natural and believable and deeper. For some reason, it's just part of the metamorphosis, I think. And if you are, behind the camera, then understand that nuance too when you're imagining a story, that an actor doesn't necessarily have to already look like your character. You can make them look like the character you want them to be. Don't be stuck. If they're a great actor, but they don't look like what you want them to, then hire a makeup artist and transform them into what you want. That's the adventure of movie making and storytelling, and the creativity of it. So really it's how we have fun. Each department, the actors have fun, director, everybody has such a great time because we all love what we're doing. So, I guess the ultimate key is if you love it, then you're going to have a great time and do it. And if you're a person who's going to be in front of the camera, as an actor, play with makeup at home, practice, put yourself in front of the camera. You don't have to be on the job to experience this. You can create your own dialogue and your own look, dress up film yourself, and you'll see then what you're capable of. And also you'll learn from yourself, like, oh, I don't want to do it that way. Or you'll be able to change it and create on your own and have a better experience to bring to your future teams. So play, you have an opportunity every day to play. Thanks for having me.
Of course, my God. You know, I've never done it with this many people on the screen, and we have someone else here who was a part of this, the wonderful Mike Pingle. Mike Pingle. Hey, so what about you and this wonderful creation?
Oh gosh. Well, I was asked to do a part, which I believe, Michael, it was I was originally a woman, right?
Yes. In real life, yeah, that orderly was a woman. Yeah.
So yeah, Joey is if you watch the film, he's one who doesn't really, he's not on top of his game as far as a RN or nurse or orderly that I was. But what's great about working with this great group of people and doing a film that is full of heart and hope and love is being an actor who's a part of it, but also I'm dyslexic and I have an issue. There's always, when I'm on set, there's always one line that I screw up like forever and a day. And what was beautiful about this movie is Billy was so kind to me on it, because the one line, I know John remembers, Michael does, and so does Melinda. There was one line that I could not get at all. And Billy did not come over, did not yell at me, did not say, "You're fired." What he did was, the one thing he did was he shot my close-up at the end. And by the end, I had the line. So, I mean, that's what the you know, not only is the love of Lena and her message, but the group of people here, we're all coming together to make an amazing film. And you can see that on screen. You can see all of that, you know, including my doorway acting with Melinda. There's a scene that we come to a doorway and we just sit there and I'm, you know.
But it's so sweet and so important, right? Because you just get to see these other people that are involved in this one moment. It's amazing, isn't it, on how much all these little things add up to a better scene, right? So,
and you know, it's with Michael and Bob and Billy and all the people and the crew and everybody just coming together for that one. I mean, we shot most of the film in one day. Which is amazing, because I think we only had Dee for that one day. We could only get her for that.
Right.
And we just, I mean, everyone was so professional on the set and everyone just knew what was going on except me with that one line. And we just, you know, it's amazing, because when we saw it on screen at the Man's Chinese Theater, it was like, wow, look what we did. I mean, all of us everybody was even Dora, who was on set. You know, we all created a beautiful message, and I think hopefully will resonate forever.
Can we have a quick shout out to the executive producer, Bob Burlingham?
Yes, Bob.
Who made all this happen?
Totally, because without that, you don't have it.
Yeah.
I tell you. You know, I have like a list. I could go for another half an hour, because I have a list for one question for each of you, but I don't know if who has to leave at a certain time by 12:30, or do you have till 12:30? Anybody have to leave before then?
We probably have to leave a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's okay, I know I would love to just, if we have till 12:30, we'll and I won't be seen at this moment. You'll just hear my voice. So let's start with Melinda.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna, since you have to leave.
When I said we, I meant Andy and I.
Oh, okay.
We have a Passover Seder to go to down.
Oh, take me! I've been
Wanna
eating
go?
lots. I've
I'll
been
give you.
I've
Share my gefilte fish.
Oh, your gefilte fish? I've been eating matzahs all week, and let me tell you, it's not good. It stuffs you up.
Eat some prune juice, David.
Hey,
I gotta have prune juice after your monsters. There we go. Melinda, I'm gonna throw out a title.
Oh, boy.
Improv for life.
Ah, yes, that is my class. I teach an improv class on Zoom on Monday nights, and I teach improv to actors, but also non-actors. I believe life is one big improv. We've been improvising since we got on here, right?
Yeah.
Our conversation. So basically, I teach improv skills as life skills. And my students have ranged from high school teachers to a security guard to a real estate agent. I've had some high school students, and it's just fun. Yeah. Life is one big improv, and you're the star of it, is my motto.
I've got to
Totally
like
agree.
jump back into those classes. I'm gonna call you up
Yeah, definitely. We will talk.
and we will talk. Well, thank you. I know you had to head out, so I'm gonna put that. Thank you for that.
And thank you, David. Thank you, everybody.
Oh,
thank you guys
it's
so
a
much.
pure joy and pleasure to have you here. Let me see. I'm gonna just add this. I'm just enjoying this party so much. John, I mean, how long have your dancing is so incredible. Your acting, you do it all. It's so moving. How long have you been dancing and acting?
Dancing and acting. Started as an actor, of course, musical theater all growing up. And then in middle school, like I just took my first dance class. And then since that day, dancing kind of just like took over my life. And I was like, I have to dance. And I still acted in between, but then I became a part of a competition dance team. So that was like every single day, every minute I existed, I was dancing all through high school. And then once I graduated, I took a step back and started doing more acting again. So yeah, honestly, most of my life, since I can remember, I've always wanted to do it and been doing it. And actually, since you've asked, another thing I've been like doing, but like more in like the down low that I'm actually excited this weekend I'm gonna go record, is I write music and I sing to myself like secretly. But like I've been since COVID, I've been really trying to take myself more seriously with that. And I'm actually gonna record a song this weekend in LA. So I'm super excited to branch out to things. So I'm just diving in. Don't know what I'm doing, but we're here.
Oh, I
Hey,
think
none of us know what we're doing. It's okay.
right.
We just do it.
Oh my God. I love it. So Andy, Hill Street Blues. Oh, the Inspector Gadget. I mean, you wrote for the Love Boat, right? Sure, Laverne and Shirley. You co-directed John Ritter in The Man of the Year.
Wow, you did your research.
What is there something that sticks out? You know, when I saw Hill Street Blues, it reminded me too of Corey Allen. I don't know if you knew Corey, but he directed a couple of episodes.
Yeah, I know the name for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Buzz and Rebel Without a Cause. But I looked at all of your credits. It's like, was there something in this mass of wonderfulness that you've done that you could say, hey, this is a memory that I love? Or tell us one memory of one of those amazing things.
Wow. Well, I guess, I found it on streaming about a week ago, the movie called Man of the Year, that starred John Ritter. And John Ritter wrote the foreword for my improv book.
Oh.
And he did a pilot with us, my improv group Off the Wall for ABC. And so John was always, there in my life for a number of things. So sad that he died so early. But I called him and said, we're gonna shoot this movie. I was brought on because the movie was gonna be improvised and they were gonna shoot an entire movie in one night, a feature-length movie.
What?
With 26 actors and almost as many cameras. And it was shot in various rooms of the house. And I called John and I said, hey, would you like to be in this movie? And he said, well, talk me into it. So I guess I talked him into it because he said yes. I would go pick them up and bring them to the set, and we shot the movie all in one night, all improvised. I directed several of the rooms and helped produce it and helped put the whole thing together. Anyway, for various reasons, it came out a little weird, but because it was shot, I think, with literally 20 cameras in one night. But you can find it. It's called Man of the Year, starring John Ritter. And the way they ended up editing it together was making it seem like it was surveillance footage, because there is a death in the movie, and it's a mystery, and you have to figure out why. So they go back and look at the surveillance footage to figure out how it happened. And so that's the movie, basically. Anyway, John was always a joy to work with. That was an amazing project, and got a bunch of friends involved in it. And so I guess that would be the memory that I would throw out there.
Oh, what a great memory.
Yeah, but almost everything I've done has come out of my improv background, from my improv group Off the Wall that I helped start in 1975.
Oh, wow. It would be great. Once we're sort of open, we're now at Performing Arts Studio West, but not fully yet. We just opened in January after the pandemic, but we're starting to get there. We have 25 in a class now. So instead of, we used to have 100 coming to the studio once. So maybe we could all get together and do some improv.
Yeah, if you want me to come in sometime and do an improv session, I'd be happy to.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
And look for either on TikTok or on Facebook my video, because it's timely. It's called the Unleavened Matzah Meal Constipation Pesach Blues.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be needing that right now.
Thank you.
So Mike Pingle.
Yes.
I have known you for years. You are so wonderful.
I'm sorry, one thing, I just got to run. I just want to say thank you all. Billy, you were a fantastic director. You really kept us all together the whole time. I really appreciate it. Michael.
Thank you,
everybody.
Andy. You were
thank you so much.
Hey, love you.
And
Thank
Andy,
you.
I need to talk to you about Love Boat sometime. So we'll have to talk.
Yeah. Oh, anytime.
Yes.
I'm obsessed
Have
with Love
fun,
Boat now.
Andy. Bye.
Bye-bye, you guys.
Bye, Andy.
Bye-bye.
Mike.
Yes.
So I've known you, and I know that you are a collector and have amazing pieces. Tell us, when did that happen? When did that come? I mean, it's brilliant. I walk into your place and like so many collectibles, and it's so wonderful because we all grew up. Well, I feel like we all grew up collecting stuff. I had my Wicked Witch of the West and a collection, and also my Streisand collection. What about you? When did you create this?
I mean, the collection that my mother despises. No,
oh my gosh.
Every time I see her, she's like, when are you going to sell your Charlie's Angels pinball machine? I'm like, why?
No.
Why is this a thing, Mom? No, I started collecting Charlie's Angels when I was a kid. And my parents wouldn't let me have the dolls. And pretty much that's probably the reason why I still collect, as I was not allowed to because I was a boy. So collecting just turned into a whole thing. I started when I moved here to LA. I found I went to a party that had Charlie's Angels dolls, and that's when I always had stuff when I was a kid. But when I moved here to LA in 94, 94, 91, 91, too, no, I was a baby. They had them, and I started collecting, and that turned into a newsletter, and that turned into a website at charliesangels.com. That turned into doing interviews around the world on TV about Charlie's Angels. That turned into me becoming Farrah Fawcett's assistant, meeting all the angels, writing more books. And yeah, it's been a journey of, dolls, and I still talk about it today. And I was on Farrah Fawcett's Chasing Farrah, and I've been on, I'm on DVDs talking about it.
Talk about manifestation.
Yeah, talking about something that doesn't go away. It's like always behind me going, but if you come into my house, it's everywhere. So, I mean, I try to keep it in one area, but, the angels want to be free. They want to fly. They want to go around. So, yeah. It's, I've been very blessed with knowing the angels. Whenever I have a entertainment question about, contracts, or if I should do a role, or if I should do something, or or, I always call Cheryl Ad, or, when Farrah was alive, ask her, and so they have knowledge of, they've been in the business forever and way more than I ever was. But yeah, I've been a very blessed person with angels, and it's been an amazing journey. So yeah,
I love it. I love the collecting. Like I said, what I used to collect that, and now I collect hearts, especially after my heart healing, as I call it, that I went through 10 years ago. But yeah, I collect.
Oh yes.
So
yeah. And anyway, but collecting is always also a nice thing to talk to people, and you get to meet a lot of different people, and it's a community regardless of what you collect. Everybody collects something. People say I don't collect anything. I'm like, yes, you do. If you buy more than 5 things, you're a collector. So
yeah.
I collect dust.
I collect dust, right? There you go.
David, didn't you have a photo you wanted to show?
Oh, yes. Let me get that to you. You have, let me see if I can share this, share the spotlight. Okay, I might just have to show it on my phone here because I don't know how to do this. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm getting it. Oh, here it is. Now, this is, who's this name again?
Read a book.
Read a book.
Yes.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful.
Isn't she beautiful, everyone? Let's read a book.
Yeah. She never has read a book, but she looks pretty as a book.
Hey, yes, she does.
Since we're on Rita, on Rita, tell us about Rita, Michael.
So Read a Book was created just yesterday by Glenn Allen. Glenn Allen did the makeup, did my makeup.
Oh, wow.
There was a
That's
picture. I mean, like a painting.
That's Glenn's art at work. I was a canvas. I was a canvas for 3.5 hours for his amazing drag makeup class. And now I am Read a Book.
Wait a minute, you're Rita?
I'm Rita. That's me.
Wait a minute. This is not just a touch-up. This was actual makeup?
That's makeup.
Oh, wait. I want to get a picture of that. Hang on.
I'll send it to you.
Incredible.
Maggie, I'll send it to you too. Yeah. I'm going to post it after Glenn posts it. I'm not posting it until he does. But I'm going to contact Reading Rainbow, and I want to connect with LeVar Burton and start going on Reading Rainbow and read books as Read a Book.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Thank you for make her famous and fun and just bring drag reading everywhere.
And
yeah,
so
Glenn, you've created a nightmare, Glenn. You created a nightmare. I swear.
Oh my God. That's a perfect name for this time.
Yes. Yes.
And Glenn, oh my God, I'm gonna call you up. I want to come to your house and be made up.
I need to.
Tell you.
Yes.
Tell you. I mean, you've got Emmys, you've got you did makeup for how many years now?
Oh gosh. Well, since 9 years old Halloween.
Amazing.
Out of the womb.
Once you love
10 years
something,
ago is what
it's
he's
just part of your
Exactly.
it's part of your blood. It's part of your, shall I say something about it?
Yes.
So, for the kids, you can actually love more than one thing. When I did start at a high school doing something creative, it was hair. So I did hair for 17 years. And then I felt like I did enough of that and I wanted to do makeup. So I went to makeup school. Even though I did makeup already on other people and myself, I still wanted an official school. So do what you love, but also try to go to school and learn more from other people. And I worked at the salon during the week. And then on the weekends, I would do makeup at the department stores. So no days off, but it was just stuff that I loved. So it wasn't too stressful. So that was a blessing. And addressing the students, if you love something right now, it doesn't mean this is the thing that you're kind of stuck with. Like, it's not the only thing. Don't limit yourself. You can have multiple loves. You can do multiple things in your life. You can enjoy all of your talents. And having said that, if you do have a talent or a passion, don't wait till you get hired to do it. Do it for free, anywhere, anytime, because the payment is the joy and satisfaction that you are living your heart's desire. Later, you can get a job at it. That's fine. But I did makeup whenever I could, wherever I could. And so when I started the business, of course, when you start at the bottom. And so, yes, I did have to work for free for a year. I wasn't able to when I started. I know the kids don't have it, but I wasn't able to have cable television. I wasn't able to afford Starbucks coffee. I can today. And it's a lot of channels to afford, honey. So I'm doing a lot of makeup. But here's the thing. When I was in high school, I started doing drag. So I love drag makeup. So when I started doing makeup for film and television, you do what you're told. You do what the director wants you to do. You still have to take direction. But I was doing drag on the weekends, doing what I love. And because with the makeup company, I was a salon manager and national educator, and I would travel and teach. The one thing I did miss from that business was teaching. And I thought, how can I bring teaching back to my makeup love, the passion of makeup? There are so many makeup schools, so many makeup teachers. They teach you how to, put the eyeshadow on and do the dewy skin and complexion and all that. Who doesn't? There's a teacher on every corner, but I thought nobody's teaching drag makeup. So I started doing one class and I thought maybe a couple people show up from my union, my makeup union for film and television. I'd be happy with 5 students. It was sold out, 20 students, and there was a waiting list. And I thought, oh my gosh, they think this is something special too. I thought I was the only one. So I'll just show the picture again. So to do this kind of transformation on myself is wonderful, to be able to teach other people to do the transformation, because we are our own creation. We are a vessel of a spirit, and we can transform it however we want. We can do it with costume, we can do it with makeup, we can do it with hair, we can do it temporarily, we can do it permanently. Whatever you want, you are in charge of yourself. So drag is fantastic, and I still perform to this day. I perform throughout Southern California, and you can see my looks and my makeup on my Instagram, because the world revolves around Instagram at Glenn Allen, the name on my screen.
I love it.
Amen, Glenn. Amen.
Thank you for sharing that. That's I am gonna call you because I want I want some makeup.
I love the background, Michael.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, David, I want to see you in drag.
I did it in San Francisco. I was sort of Liza Minnelli's sister one year, and I was wearing high heels in San Francisco. I will never wear high heels in San Francisco again.
No.
Or high heels, period.
No.
Oh my God.
I gave them up anyway.
Oh my God. Since you said that, Megan, we have 3 more and then we'll wrap it all up. I know I promised at least one question for the students. Maggie, the question that came to me is, what is your biggest joy in life?
Sitting down and watching TV.
TV.
I mean, I say that because honestly, when my husband gets home, he's a doctor of physical therapy. And when he's done with work, it's like when he sits down in that chair and he's like, oh, this is great. And now it's the weekend. I don't have to work. So that's what comes to mind first and foremost. My greatest joy in life, I love, right, in terms of the business, it's when you get that phone call that says you got the job. I mean, that's like, that's more fun than, like anything. That is so fun. Being on a set and and I'm not blowing smoke here, but Billy and one other director made me feel free. And that's a joy, to just just try it, just do something. And they go, yeah, keep going. It's fine. It's good. I'm like, that's a joy. And hanging, I just spent the weekend it was an early celebration for my birthday, also a celebration of Easter, also a celebration of my daughter's best friend. Her family and my family are like family. So getting to spend time with your peeps, like my friend Barb right there. I don't know if it's pointing to
The other way. Whatever way.
On my screen, it's the other way. These are the things that bring me the greatest joy. And I now get to add to it that I've written a script and am producing it. So every day I get a yes, we are interested. Yes, this actor is coming on board. I mean, these things may just make me like, oh, it's happening. It's happening. Everything you guys have all touched on today about manifesting your stuff, it really does help what your state of mind is.
Oh, yeah.
And incorporating meditation into your day. And I do yoga too, so that kind of also helps. And that brings me joy, so it's family, it's a combination. It's like Glenn was saying before, it can't just be, it's not just one thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes one aspect of your life is disappointing you or hurting your feelings. So, well, show business is like my arch enemy today. So I have my friends, and my family, so you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah. You have to make sure you find joy everywhere you can.
Yeah.
And if things are rough in one area of your life, know that too shall pass, and
Right.
keep a good spirit.
That's true. Barbara.
What?
Startled yet again.
Barbara,
I'm enjoying listening to everybody.
I know, me too. I tell you, I could keep going with this, but I know. Yeah. Barbara, what is next for you?
Well, I've got dishes in the kitchen. I have to, what is
I saw on IMDb you have 6 upcoming films.
I do. But those are in the can and those are happening and they're done. I did shoot a web series called The Tonopah 5, and they've decided that they want to make that into a feature film. So we'll be heading back to Tonopah, Nevada, shout out, and adding more scenes to that so they can lengthen it and make a feature out of it. I'm going to be doing some rewrites on a play that I co-wrote with a friend of mine that was produced at Loft Theater, and
which was wonderful, and Barbara was stunning in it. It was great.
It's about 2 homeless women, and they are waiting for Thanksgiving dinner, and they're spending the night on a back alley, and all the people that come by and they have relationships with. It's very touching. It's funny, and
beautiful.
You go from tears to laughter to tears, and that's my kind of story. I love stories like that.
It was so great to see you do that on stage. So
beautiful.
beautiful.
Thank you. Well, stage, actually performing live on stage is my first love. And so I'm in the process of starting writing a new, it's going to be a 3-character play. I think a 1-act, because I don't think I can sustain this particular story for more than that. But it's 3 sisters. I would be one of the sisters, of course, if you can't write something for yourself.
Amen.
3 sisters at their mother's funeral. And again, it will be a comedy, but also very touching, going into their backstories. And one thing I thought of doing is my character taking a knife out of her purse and stabbing her dead mother, but might be too much. I don't know. But anyway, it won't leave any blood because there's no blood left. But serious note, I love all these people. And if ever anybody wants to work or needs me for a project, I'm on board because they're just brilliant. Brilliant performers, brilliant writers, brilliant director. And again, Bob Burlingham was also a wonderful, wonderful producer. So, and now, David, I love you too.
Oh, group hug.
So sweet, Barbara.
Well, let's
And
wrap.
if you need a director for that project of the homeless people, oh my God, that sounds amazing.
I know.
Oh my
I was
God,
thinking.
Barbara. I'm so excited for you right now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Billy.
That's so cool.
So Billy, let's wrap it up with you. I know there's a couple students who want to speak too and ask a couple of questions, but I want to wrap it up with you, Billy. What is your next adventure, and what is something you want the most at this moment in your life?
I just finished editing a wonderful project about called Here We Are. Sally Kirkland and a lot of wonderful actors are in this project. Mel England, and it's just a beautiful film about a couple who a black and white couple who come together, and all of a sudden they see all the racism that starts following around them, and they're just kind of in a shock that this all occurs. And then the pandemic happens, and anyway, I just finished editing it literally yesterday, and I'm so excited to begin to share that particular film. It's a feature dramedy. I'm writing a kind of a version of a Rock Hudson and Doris Day film called Pretty Talk, and it's about the period and time of when they were basically, that period of movies were telling people how to behave and who they were, and the reality was it wasn't very good. It was actually very harmful because of the levels of a female being told what to do, and of course the Rock Hudson character who's being gay and can't be real, and all of this kind of stuff. I'm kind of sweetly showing the audience that it really wasn't as fabulous as we all pretend it was, that period of time. I have God, what other? Oh, I'm going to be doing a vampire series that I'm shooting in June called The Lair.
Oh yeah.
So I'm actually, I've been purchasing set pieces as we sit here for The Lair. I have a series called Not So Straight in Silver Lake.
When do you have a chance to breathe?
Well, yeah, I just finished shooting a month ago, and I'm editing that. But it brings me so much great joy to be able to create this project. I've never been happier. I was in the film industry all my life as a hair and makeup artist, starting from 20 years old. I was a model when I was a kid. And I've never felt so much joy in doing these projects. It just makes my heart beam, so to speak. And also doing it with amazing actors like what we had. And this was just like, I hate to call a perfect set, but it had the perfect people all involved. Every actor came on set and they were right for it, and it just brings your heart so much love and excitement. And God, I don't even know if I'm answering your question, but
you are. And that's what I feel here with this today. It has been such a love fest and such an important film. Again, I can't wait to see it again and just experience it. It just like sucked me in to the feeling of what I'm going through in my life as well. and what people I love are going through in theirs. So I really related to it, and everybody, the whole cast, the crew brought and made Lena's Dance just a shining.
Can I just interject? And a big shout out to Dee, who was amazing to everybody and gave her all. And of course, John, who was also amazing in the film. Both of them were just great
Yes.
people to work with. You know, they were there and it was just,
That
they
connection.
made that day great.
And I've seen this trailer several times and the movie at the Golden State Film Festival for D1 Best Actors. And I still cry every time. I mean, that's the mark of some great performances, John and Dee. Well done.
There we go. Let's start with the beautiful, the wonderful Shannon Dierex. Shannon Dierex.
Hey.
Shannon. Hi, Shannon.
Hey, I have a question for Billy. What is it like to be a director?
It is. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. It's actually probably one of the most difficult people to be on a set, because you basically are running the train. You are the head of the train, and you've got to tell everyone what they need to be doing and make sure that they're doing it to the vision that you see in your head. Like, you've got an idea, you've got to relate to them. It's also about relating to them, being able to speak to them in a way that they can understand what you're asking them to do. It's an incredibly difficult job, but it also is an incredibly fulfilling job. But you have to be it's something that's got to be inside you, I think, to be able to create, to be that head, so to speak, that makes sure everything is falling and flowing along. And of course, I have to have my crew and the cast all be on board. So it's like bringing them, being the tap dancer, going, okay, everybody, let's put on a show. And it's exciting. And then to be able to see these things that you see in your head come to life. It's magic. It truly is magic.
Beautiful. Thank you, Shannon. Great question.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
Next, we have number 2 of 3, Julian Carrasco. There he is.
Hello, Julian.
Hey,
Julian.
Hey. Now, how long does it take to like edit something?
How long does it take for something to get made? And
yeah, like all together.
Well, you know, it always depends. Of course, it depends on how long the project is. This is a short. This was only this came out about 16 minutes long. So we shot this in 3 days, I believe. So of course, it's all the process of getting all that together. And then of course, financing has to come in there too. Because first you have to get your project and all the things in place, but then you got to have financing. You got to have that. You got to go now. Then now you can go and you can create it. And then there's the editing process as well.
And the casting was like 750 people submitted.
Wow.
For the 3 young roles, for young me, young Lena, and Kim. Young Lena had over 470 women submit for that one role.
Wow.
And I went through every single submission.
Yeah, it's all that process, you know, and these all take time. So, I mean, it's all very individual of how long something like this takes. But you know, and once we got going, it took maybe a few months, really.
Yep.
Editing wise, I can't actually remember how long it took me to edit it. Maybe a month and a half, I would say. But mind you, I'm editing so many different things at the same time that I can't just do one thing, because I have constantly deadlines on all different projects. You know, so it's so individual. It's a difficult question, especially there are projects that I want to do that I have on the back burner that I've wanted to do for 10 years. And we hear about that all the time, saying, oh my God, I had this project for 10 years and it's finally happening, you know? So that's a very difficult question.
Oh, well, thank you, Julian. Difficult, but good question.
Yes.
Our last question today from our students, we have Savan is here. Savan.
Hello.
Hey, Savan.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Savan. I'm gonna have to jump
Hi.
off, but thank you so much. This has been a joy. And Savan, I'm sorry to leave.
No, that's fine.
Oh, thank you so much, Maggie, and happy birthday.
Bye, Maggie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Birthday to you.
I just have a comment for all of the cast for the movie. It was a very emotional movie. I got inspired with these words of wisdom, and I'm just gonna give it all to you guys. It was amazing.
Thank
Sweet.
Thank you to all of you and to David.
Oh, thank you,
Very
Savan.
sweet.
Thank you,
You're
Savan.
welcome.
And thank you, like Savan says, thank you to all of you for being here today and sharing yourselves and sharing our hearts through this wonderful piece.
Thank you.
Thank you.
welcome.
Pleasure to be on here.
Yes.
Yes.
I love
All right,
everyone
everybody.
so much.
Yes.
Love you all.
Good
Love
job,
you
David.
all.
Bye.
Bye.